Hello, dear students. Today we will start chapter 2, Era of One Party Dominance. And in this chapter, we will study the establishment of free and fair elections, the domination of the Congress Party in the in the years immediately after independence, and the emergence of opposition parties and their policies. So let's start the discussion. Dear students, as we have already discussed the challenges before India after independence, so in today's class we have to discuss further. As India got freedom, and after getting freedom, there were very little resources. There was lack of capital, and that's why the whole world was thinking that in a country like India, which was so big and diverse, it was impossible to establish a democratic government, as some of the countries in the world who got freedom from the colonial system, they opted non-democratic rule, non-democratic government in their country, as they have uh, lack of resources. That's why it was also the thought about India. But the leaders of India were quite firm, determined for establishing democratic government. And there was one more positive thing, that even during those adverse conditions, that those were a lack of money, lack of resources, and lack of technology too, the Indian leaders adopted politics and democracy as the solution of problems, not as a problem. They thought that every society has proper right to decide how it will be governed and who will govern the society. That's why they decided to frame democratic government. And when the leaders decided to frame a democratic government, then the whole world, I mean, many countries from the world were making some negative statements about India and Indian challenges for setting democratic government, as India was a vast country with huge population, and in the among that huge population, only about 15% citizens were literate. So around 80 to 85% people were illiterate, and that's why it was too difficult to hold elections and establish democratic government. Last year, you studied how our constitution was drafted in during class 11th last year. You have already studied that our constitution was uh, drafted in 2 year 11 month and 18 days, and the drafting the first meeting of constituent assembly was held on 9th December 1946, and it was completed on 26th November 1949. And on the same day, 26 November 1949, they means the members of Constituent Assembly adopted the Constitution. And on January 24, 1950, they signed on the Constitution, and the Constitution was enacted from 26 January 1950. And they tried their best to establish a democratic government. And the Constitution provided the mechanism how the country would be governed and who will be responsible or who has the authority to make laws, and which government body has the power to make those laws enacted. And they also set provisions for setting Supreme Court and High Courts. And when we talk about Election Commission, it was established on 25th of January 1950. So, on the occasion of the establishment on 25th of January 1950, every year 25th January is celebrated as Voters' Day. So, dear students, after establishment of Election Commission, it was a very cumbersome task for Election Commission to complete the election of such a vast population, and those elections must be fair. So when the Election Commission declared dates for first election, then a number of people, even newspapers, different countries criticized the move, and they guessed that free and fair elections could not be held in such a vast country. But Election Commission prepared itself well. First of all, he decided the boundaries, he decided the constituent assemblies for the candidates, and he made a proper list of voters. And in that list, all the citizens who were either of 21 year old or older than 21 year old, older than 21, they got enlisted in that voters list. And in that task, around 40 lakh women were registered as either daughter of someone or wife of someone. So it was a problem for Election Commission. It decided to revise the list again. And after the correction of list, Election Commission declared again new date, and in that Election Commission made arrangements for 3,200 MLAs and 489 members of Lok Sabha. And for completing the first election, the Election Commission deployed around 3 lakh officers at the polling stations or poll booths. And it is very interesting that during first election, when there was no EVM machine or some other type of modern instruments, tin boxes were prepared and on that those tin boxes the name of the candidate and his sign was made on both of the sides, on front and even in inside, and every voter was given a blank ballot paper, and he has to put that ballot paper in the box of his desired candidate whom he wanted to vote. So it was quite a difficult task for election commission. In this process, election commission cancelled its dates for election twice, and finally the elections were held from October 1950 to February 1952. But the major portion of elections was completed in January 1952. That's why these elections are known as elections of 1952. And after the completion of elections, votings it was declared that these elections were fair, and this was even accepted by losing candidates too. The candidates who lost the election, they also agreed that these elections were fair. And in this process of election, around 6 months were taken from the beginning of election till the declaration of results. And these elections were accomplished, and they proved critics wrong, as the critics were thinking that elections were not possible in such a big and diverse country. So observers outside India were equally impressed. That's why the observers outside India all over the world were very impressed with the forms of these elections, process of these elections, and India set a history, a world record for holding such a big election in 1952, and it became the example for other countries who wanted to set democratic government. So dear students, today we will study, we have studied the general process, what is the point, that is challenge of building democracy, and in next class we will study Congress dominance in the first 3 general elections. And thank you for watching this video.